Game streaming platform Twitch lowered its maximum video quality only in South Korea amid an ongoing debate over the country's so-called network usage fee. Now, there's been a years-long battle between major internet service providers in the country and global streaming platforms such as YouTube and Netflix over who should pay for the massive amount of data used for online content. Now, with the explosive growth of online streaming, broadband service providers have been complaining about extra costs incurred on their part, claiming that foreign content providers are free-riding and profiting without paying access fees like local companies do. Now, these companies are now crying foul as such laws don't exist anywhere else in the world. They say the charge will only lower content and service quality for consumers. Now, as this issue is being debated in the South Korean Parliament, we ask today, are network usage fees fair and who should really foot the bill? Joining us to discuss this is Park Young-jin, Professor of Korea University's Law School and Director of OpenNet Korea. We also have on the line Kim Sang-eun, attorney at law firm Gangnam LLC. A very warm welcome to you both. And Professor Park, now you've been speaking about this issue for a number of years, actually. And well, first for our viewers who may not be so familiar with the topic, what are first network usage fees? That's something that's quite unique to South Korea. So how would imposing fees on global companies using Korean internet networks really work?
Well, first you got to understand how the internet works. I mean, before internet, you had to pay a lot of money just to be on a call with one person. But now you can be on a Zoom call for hours with hundreds of people, practically free. Before internet, you had to reach, to send a message to 1 million people, you really had to $1 million, either postage in telephone bills. But after internet, you can have your video viewed by billions of people and still you pay nothing. So there's got to be some magic to how the internet spread or shared the cost of data delivery. The way it works is in one simple statement, if everybody pays, then nobody needs to pay. So let me first explain the first segment. Everybody pays. Everyone getting access to the internet has to pay internet access fees. So you mentioned that the local content providers are paying internet access fees. Yes, they are paying it. And even foreign content providers, Google, Facebook, they are paying their internet access fee in their home countries. Now, if everybody pays that, then we go to the second segment. Nobody pays. What I mean is that nobody needs to pay for data delivery. Means that once the contents are uploaded, the cost of actually pulling the data over, the cost of sending the data over to whoever requests the data is supposed to be zero. So that's where the debate is. The Google, Facebook, the global companies decided to build this shortcut way of sending the data over to Korea, because Korea is a huge market and a lot of people want to use Google and Google, Facebook, Netflix. So instead of just putting it online so that the network, the internet service providers work out amongst themselves how to pull the data over from the Silicon Valley over to Korea. Instead of doing that, they decided to build the shortcut to deliver the data to Korea's doorstep. And Korean telcos, all telcos around the world, all ISPs, internet service providers, decide to accept the data for free and distribute the data to their internet service customers. But now they want to impose fees for letting the data flow through. That's how it works. And I'm taking issue with why they are charging, because if they do so, there will be there will basically a toll charge. They will work as a fee on data delivery cost and will violate the principle that nobody pays for data delivery on internet. And I think that that will thwart the information revolution that we achieved through the internet.
Now, turning to you, Mr. Kim, why are South Korea's internet providers, why are they so adamant about getting this network usage fee when no other country in the world does this to foreign companies?
Actually, Korean ISPs have already attempted to introduce the mutual rate system for internet service about 10 years ago. However, it was cancelled because public opinion was not good at that time. But the Facebook case brought that issue to the surface again. And recently, there's the SKB, the 넷플릭스 case. Korean ISPs, internet service providers, have to spend large transit fee to get data from foreign CP. And foreign CP, like Facebook, installed a cache server to provide smooth services to Korean users and reduce transit fee for Korean ISPs, as Professor Park said. The Facebook cache server was connected to KT, but in 2016, when the interconnection standards was enacted, the interconnection standards stipulated that the sender of the traffic pays the receiver. So KT paid the usage fee to SK and LG. But finally, KT claimed that Facebook have to pay for the network. After all, it can be said that the interconnection standards make Korean ISPs get the usage fees.
I see. And Professor Park, now there are concerns that end users of the content, not the content providers, will end up being, they'll end up taking the burden of the cost of network access. And would this be the case? And if the laws pass in Parliament, then how would consumers be affected?
Well, right now, all end users pay for internet access. That includes not just really individual users of the internet, but also corporate users of the internet. They all pay to basically, if you can think of a party or dance club, you need to pay entry fee. And when you do so, you just, if 10 people go in, you pay for 10 people. If 20 people go in, pay for 20. Same thing. If you connect to the internet at 100 Mbps, you pay for that connection capacity, 500 Mbps, and you pay more, maybe 5 times that. And that is paid by everybody, including content providers. So Naver and Kakao, they are paying several hundred million wons every year to get internet access. Now, if the laws pass, what's going to happen is the fees, now they are paying for connection capacity, but if the laws pass, now they'll all have to pay for usage, like the days of telephone or postage. The more data you send, the more you pay, which will be costly for instance, platform companies hosting end users' contents. So the platforms will be forced to turn around to the end users who are popular, whose videos are popular, and charge them, or we'll try to charge the viewers of those contents so that less data goes out of their server to the viewers. They'll do all of that to reduce the cost of cost of network access that they have to pay to the content providers, I mean, to the ISPs. And that's what happened to Twitch. Twitch needed to, they were already paying. I mean, just for background, the network usage fee, which is totally unprecedented, the world's only law, is already has been partially instituted from 2016. So already the effect of that has been felt by the content providers, and Twitch needed to avoid the huge cost. So that's why they intentionally degraded their service to reduce that. And how are the end users affected? Well, you can ask the users of Twitch.
Right, and well, we saw that case with Twitch, and that's really fueled concern, Mr. Kim, that these increased network fees being imposed on global companies, that might actually thwart business investment in South Korea. Would you share this concern?
Okay, I totally agree. Currently, the internet market is targeting global users, not just domestic demand. But according to reciprocity, the basic principle of global trade, Korean usage fees will eventually force foreign ISPs to charge Korean CPs the same. A few years ago, EU imposed digital service taxes, DSTS, because the 6 largest CPs in the US use about 55% of their traffic, Google, Meta, Netflix, and so on. However, as a reaction to this, the US also started to pay taxes on EU CPs. And in an instant, EU CPs stopped growing. Finally, EU abolished DSTS, digital service taxes. This would be a good example.
I see, and well, it looks like some South Korean laws are certainly more stringent than the European laws there. And well, Professor Park, now before we go, what then do you think should be done to really improve network access and quality of internet usage in South Korea? After all, that's what we should really be aiming for, right? Not just to give convenience or to profit any particular company.
Well, let me comment on what Attorney Kim just said. I think that taxation issue on the revenue and profit that companies are made should be separated from taxation imposed on communication. The network usage fee bill will bring us back to the days of telephone, where you are taxed on the amount of speech that you are making online. That's why so many people have signed a petition. As you can see on the screen, I'm a director of OpenNet Korea. You can find it. You can find the petition at opennetkorea.org. 200,000 people signed over 2 weeks, and that will so those bills, if that become more law, it will become taxation on freedom of speech that you exercise on the internet. Now, to preserve the internet, I think we need to withdraw the law from 2016 that instituted this sender pay rule, where the sender of the data pays for data delivery. We have to abolish that, because that's also already the world's only program, and that has actually increased by multiple times the cost, the money that Korean content providers have paid to internet service providers in Korea. and they are paying like 8 times Paris, 10 times Frankfurt, 6 times Los Angeles, 7 times New York. The content providers are paying dearly here. And a lot of Korean content providers actually have left Korea because of these high internet access fees. And because they are paying so much, and the foreign content providers, their data are being accepted for free, the disparity is just too much. So it has increased the pressure on policymakers to charge somehow foreign content providers, but that's not going to work. I mean, that's going to work against the internet's way of crowdsourcing the data delivery cost again. So that cannot be done. So what has to happen is, instead of trying to charge, I mean, instead of charging local content providers, and then and sticking the same unfair bill to foreign content providers, instead of doing that, you have to start from here and lower the internet access fees that local content providers are paying. And in order to do that, we need to abolish the 2016 standing party network pays rule.
Well, it looks like the debate's certainly set to continue, as broadband companies are citing high infrastructure costs, among other things. It looks like, yes, we'll have to see in the weeks to come where Parliament will head with this law, this set of laws. And well, that's where we must leave things today. That was Park Young-shin, professor at Korea University's Law School and director of OpenNet Korea. We also had Kim Sang-yun, attorney at law firm Gangnam LLC. Thank you both so much for joining us. Thank you also to our viewers around the world. We're going to be back tomorrow with more insights on issues making headlines around the world. Have a good one wherever you are. Bye-bye.